Wow. Okay. Hi, guys, and welcome to the winner reveal and rewards live pre show here in Columbus, Ohio. My voice is getting out. It does that sometimes. One of the things I love to do most is to really just boast about how good of a season it is when it is and call a spade a spade. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I mean, we are finally at this final moment of what I would consider probably one of the best seasons that I have hosted so far. And I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot to say. I mean, overall, this was a pretty crazy season, but a pretty crazy good season. So there's a lot to say. And, it makes me really emotional talking about it. Like, I'm over here, like 10 minutes ago, kind of crying a bit because I'm sad that this season is coming to an end. I'm sad that, but I'm happy. It's like happy and sad at the same time. A little bit of Casey Musgraves up in this dish at the moment. It's like I've been gone, after Supernova, I didn't know if I was going to host again. And now to see what has come from this season, to see everything that's blossomed because of it, I have been, I don't know, reassured that, I love doing what I love to do. And like, I love hosting. I mean, I put so much time, energy, work that some of y'all don't even deserve. The amount of time I spent on these freaking graphics and catering to your needs. Y'all are sick in the head, but I do it because I love to. And, y'all were such an easy cast that you made it fun to do. Sometimes when y'all are pestering me and bugging me, I get annoyed as hell. And I was sometimes, Steve, looking at you. But no, for real, it was just it was a great season. I think there's not a single person on this cast. Wait, never mind. There was one person on this cast that, like, this was a good cast. And I'm very proud. I pat myself on the back for doing such a great job with this cast. So, I mean, y'all were easy, y'all were fun, and y'all provided in the gameplay department, and that's all I could have asked for. One of the things that has, always been asked through, and it's been brought up in the jury, it's been brought up in the viewer party, is that this season was boring. And when people say that, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess you could say it was slightly boring in terms of the entertainment that was provided and like what you expect was going to be expected. You'll see I say that a lot in the cast assessments, but I don't think what people truly understand is the amount of gameplay that was being provided, like in terms of the people within the game. Like people, I can't say names right now, but if you were in the game, you would understand that there were so many levels of and facets to this game and what the players were doing that, obviously there wasn't a huge power struggle. There wasn't a lot of power shifts, but I think it's worth noting and at least honoring that some of the people that played this game were playing it freaking damn well. And like, there's a reason why people were in control for so long and not a lot of power shifts happens because they had this game like by the balls and they fucking ran with it. And so boring possibly, but like for me as a host on a gameplay aspect, very, very good, very, very solid. So I want to at least acknowledge that, like, y'all don't say this is a boring ass season. We've had boring seasons before, one that got canceled, but it's been a fun ride. It really has been, and I'm really excited for next season. It is going to be a really fun season. What this season lacked in twist, we're bringing the twist back. We've got a whole lot coming your way. So if you're a returnee and if you're coming straight from Blastoff, not going to get the same amount of, oh, I don't have to do anything. Yeah, there's going to be twists and you better know how to freaking handle it. So no easy way out this time. If you want to win that season, you're actually going to really have to try. And I assume there will be a whole shit ton of power struggles there. So hopefully it'll be entertaining. Messy. I mean, remember, these are flops that are playing that did not do well their first seasons. So whatever happens, I don't know. But yeah, Fallen Stars is going to be a very fun season. I'll talk about Fallen Stars here more. I mean, obviously the season premiere for that is tomorrow, so I can't reveal everything. I mean, the season one, I mean, I love to overshare. The twist. We'll talk a little bit. We'll dabble in onto this little twist. Some people are like super nervous about this night one twist, and you really shouldn't be. There's several twists coming your way in the course of the next week or so. The night one twist, not so bad. but it will test how well you can do in the next season. If you want to be in the next season, you got to establish yourself, and you got to establish yourself pretty well. What you couldn't do in your first time around, it's time for you to make it up, and more about that will be revealed tomorrow. So if you want to do well, a lot of your mistakes in the past involved not having a ground and like a solid platform to really thrive. You have time to rewrite history now, and you better rewrite it, because it's a game full of all-stars. Well, no, all flops. It's not an all-star season. Some of you, maybe. But it's a season of all flops. It's my all flop season. But yeah, we got 9 minutes. I always run out of things to say. I could talk. Let's talk about the cast. Let's talk about the cast. We'll start with Sean. I'll do a quick rundown. You'll see the cast assessments, whatever. Sean, one of my favorite interviews we had for the season. You saw it already in the preseason cast assessment. One of the strongest interviews we got this season. I really thought Sean was going to make it to the end of the game and be a great source of entertainment. Source of entertainment, yes. Make it to the end of the game, not even a little bit. So, yeah, maybe one time, maybe one day. There's potential there. Andre. Okay, let's talk about Cedrica. Cedrica was fantastic. Cedrica got fucking ass fucked the moment that she entered that game with Sean, unbeknownst to me. After Sean blew up her game, she had no chance. She tried really hard, and there was nothing left for her to scavenge up. Potential there. There is. After Cedrica, who was evicted, Sierra, that one hurt. That's the first eviction that I've ever cried at, and I had to leave the eviction. I love Sierra. I think a lot of people love Sierra. I have a very soft spot. I don't have a hard. I have a soft spot for Sierra. Because she is just an absolute queen, very smart girl. I think a lot of people underestimate her 15-year-old age for, a little bit of, she doesn't know much, but she's a very smart girl. And, every single time I've hosted her, she's amazed me. Didn't make it as far as she could have, but very smart. And Girly was literally she was crazy this season, getting kicked out of school 6 times. God. And then after that, Mikey, oh my God. I really thought Mikey was going to make it far this season. Almost got his footing in this season, but then was taken out right when his footing was finally getting there. Potential there. Perhaps we'll see him soon. Who knows? After Mikey, we got our first juror in Cindy, our returnee, one of our returnees from Supernova, who was robbed from the cancellation. I hated Cindy in Supernova. I don't make that a quiet thing. I could not stand her game. I did not like her. She was literally a Sarah G puppet, but praising her down like a god was not fun. So my one thing for Cindy was so long as she is not following the coattails of this dominant player, I don't care what Cindy does. I really don't care. And Cindy proved me that she was her own player, and I was very pleased by Cindy this season. I didn't need much from Cindy. I just needed a story of hers that did not involve, fondling Sarah G's clit. Wait. Kafka. Let's talk about Kafka. We'll talk about Kafka quite a bit tonight, especially during awards. He's got quite a few. They've got quite a few racked up tonight. So if you're a Kafka, you should feel very good. You're doing good award-wise. Genuinely one of the funnest, that's the most fun house guests I've ever had play this season. I don't think there was ever a dull moment when watching Kafka on the calls, in the DR, in the chat. It was, I don't know what to expect from them. I genuinely didn't know, but it was always a riot. So Kafka, a good game player, absolutely not. Entertainment, for sure. So potential for Kafka too. We might see him back another season as well. Tony, Tony's the all bark, no bite kind of player. He always wanted to start something. Never did. He was like, I'm going to start a house fight right here, right now. No, nothing much. But it was fun. I thought he was hella entertaining in the sense that you really thought you were going to get something with him. It's you're eating a good meal, and then it's and then there's no salt. It's just kind of boring. But it was it's that buildup of this looks delicious. It just has no flavor. And so whenever Tony was gonna like make these like wild house meetings, and then for it to be like, all right, guys, fight. Like it was crazy. I was like, okay, whatever, Tony. So after Tony, we had Steve, who was the biggest shock and awe of the season for me. I could go on for days and days about how much Steve shocked me. Probably one of my favorite house guests of the season as well. I really thought Steve was going to be an early boot. I thought people were not going to like Steve. I remember Steve walking in on the voice call like night one, be like, "Hey guys." Like, oh my God, Steve. And it was so fun. But holy comp beast and a half. That guy now has the record for up there of the most comp wins in a single season. And he was evicted 8th. Crazy. So very proud of Steve. Steve after Steve. Allie, I have a soft spot for Allie. Was in Unova with me way back in the day in 2016 or 17. He's an old school player just like I am, and I really wanted to give him a shot. And he gave it a shot. I played Big Brother Lover with him where I won and he lost second boot. But I knew Ali has such a passion for these games, and if he has his passion in it, then his heart is really in it. And his heart was really in it, and he did so much better, and I knew he did exactly what I knew he could do if you give him the right cast and the right opportunities. Ali, after that, Nathan F., another hella entertaining house guest. He was, the last true entertainment of the season, I'd say. Once Nathan F. was evicted, it was kind of, all right, this is cool. But Nathan F. was so funny. Not much bad I can say for Nathan F. besides, he made some interesting game choices for sure. Yeah, but he entertaining, absolutely. And then 5th place. Oh no, who's our 5th placer? Bryson. Oh, we'll talk about Bryson quite a bit tonight too during awards. He's racked up quite a few as well, and not the good ones. Bryson had so much momentum going. I called him a ghost early on in the game. I called him kind of this, non-existent player. And then like somewhere in the middle when jury started, his jury cred became like exponential. Everyone wanted Bryson to win. I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? And then he won his HOH, which shouldn't have been his HOH, and then whatever. Then he lost. And then after that, like, no one wanted him to win. So after that, Caroline is one of the most probably notable and memorable house guests I will ever have on this series. Absolute amazing player, absolute amazing house guest. We'll watch. You'll see it all in the cast assessments. I call her Crazy Caroline, kind of cuckoo crazy, but she is just everything. And last but not least, Daly. Kid had this game wrapped around his finger like it was, just that he was getting married to this game the entire time. So much dedication, so much work done, like genuine strategy that I hadn't seen since, and I hate to say it, Sarah G of Eclipse. Like, it was absolute craziness. So very good showing for Daly. I'd never watched Daly before, and I got to know Daly quite well this season. So I'm very proud of him. And that's just about it. We'll talk about our finalists. We got one finalist here, so we're all. But other than that, we're going to start the countdown, and then once I come back, we will do the awards and winner reveal. So stay tuned, besties. I don't know why I did the countdown. I just thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. All right, we're going to bring in the one finalist we have right now. Andrew, you ready to be brought back? Give me a thumbs up. I see you backstage. Maybe? All right. So I have my one finalist here with me tonight. Not the first time this has happened. Probably won't be the last. Time zones and schedule is a pain in the ass. Andrew, how you feeling now that we're at the final ends of this game?
Honestly, I'm a little nervous. I'm feeling kind of confident, but equally as nervous. So we'll see what happens.
That we will. All right. Well, winner reveal will be later tonight, but before the winner reveal, I will be doing some awards. I'm actually going to pull it up on my phone. It makes my life 10 times easier. But in the meantime, who do you predict will win some awards, Andrew? And what awards do you think they'll win?
Bryson, biggest clown. Kafka, most robbed juror, or Steve, or Caroline, or Dave, or Dave. I don't really know. It could go either way. I feel like I don't know. We'll see. I don't know
All
what
right.
there are, to be honest. So it's kind of
We'll
hard.
find out now. Let's go into awards. We'll save the big awards for last. I say the big awards are obviously star player, also known as player of the season. We've got fan favorite, and holy hell, what a showing for fan favorite this season. God almighty. Biggest hero and biggest villain are also huge awards. And then as well as, our other ones such as biggest clown. So let's begin with the most robbed pre-juror. Our most robbed pre-juror, we said, was Mikey. I know, right? A lot of people would say, well, you'd think so. Mikey, unlike Sierra had a good footing in the game, but Mikey somehow in that final week of him being in the game almost had this certain level of momentum to, hey, he did. I mean, he really fought for his ass that final week, and the votes were close. So it's not like Sierra did nothing. I mean, she provided entertainment, but Mikey, I think, was playing a bit of a better game at that point in time. So I think had he played one cycle prior and played up that game, I think he could have done pretty well. I mean it. I genuinely feel that way. Anyways, he's the most robbed pre-juror. Our most robbed juror, we said, was Daly. I mean, I think it's no surprise Daly was one of the front runners of this season, and being just barely knocked out of Final 2 by David in that final HOH. I think Daly had a really good shot at winning this game had he made Final 2, and he just barely missed it by a loss to David in that final HOH. Our biggest underdog, we said, was David. So David won biggest underdog. I mean, I think a lot of people counted David out early on and kind of dragged David to the end of this game because he wasn't winning comps. And then out of nowhere comes this big aha moment in his game, the biggest turnaround I've ever seen, an upset, and biggest underdog. I think he had a lot of odds stacked against him, and people counted him out just for him to be like, fuck you, here I am, now I'm in Final 2. Biggest clown, big award here, was Bryson. So, I've seen pretty abysmal HOHs in my time hosting. Never much a dumpster fire like Bryson's HOH. It was like everything was kind of aligned for him to make this bold power move, and then it didn't happen. And he had so much momentum in the jury, and people really liked him, and then it just all vanished away in the blink of an eye. And it was really sad. So biggest clown goes to him. Biggest snake goes to Daly. Daly played all facets of this game, in, out, left, right, up, down, sideways. Was playing every single person in this entire game, whether they knew it or not. He's a snake. He was just a bit of a snake this season. Not a bad thing per se, just a snake. The biggest goat, we said, was Allie. I think if Allie made Final 2, it would be a hard sell. I think, I think Allie played strong, but unlike the people within his core alliance, it was going to be a hard sell because for me,
before I say anything,
what?
Before I say anything, I don't want.
Yeah, the votes are in.
Okay,
they're locked.
You don't think it was Tony?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, Tony didn't have enough game left for him to be the biggest goat at that time and point. I'd say after Final 8, I mean, Tony made it further. Yeah, probably Tony. But as it stood when Allie was evicted.
Okay.
Yeah. Tisk. Most impactful juror. I decided this award after the jury roundtable, and I'm giving that to Caroline. I think Caroline was a huge factor in deciding who was going to win tonight. And, one of the questions that, at least laughing, sorry. One of the big questions I asked was about representation and who represents this season. And I think Caroline gave a huge ass answer in saying, like, this is who should represent it and not the other. And for that, there's a lot of, you have to understand this jury was so social and so, engaged. And so picking, like, usually we have like that one odd out. I'm like, okay, whatever, you'll win. But like, I would say Daly did a hell of a good job. Cindy, was the queen of the jury Ponderosa, as well as Kafka being one of the few people that was really just against everybody. It was really fun. This was the most fun jury. Most entertaining, Kafka. There has been very few and far from that have ever reached the entertainment level that Kafka provided this season. And I don't think there will be a house guest that will ever beat the entertainment value that Kafka provided this season. Like I said before, every single time I joined the call, I was cracking up. It was hilarious. So very proud of Kafka. Just genuine fun this season. Most emotional, David. So David's going to win most emotional. I don't think there's a time where he did not cry after an eviction. A very emotional player, was always in his DR, kind of sad, crying, crying over Caroline's eviction, broken up at Daly's. A lot of people said it was fake tears in the jury. I'm just like, I don't think it was. That was real. I've been seeing it all season. So yeah, most emotional. Let's see. Most inactive, Cedrica. I think Cedrica was the most inactive. She popped in every once in a while, made little guest appearances, and we're like, oh, it's Cedrica. There she is. Hi, welcome back. She made a little guest appearances here and there, but overall, in her time in the game, there wasn't too much that she did, and just most inactive overall. Most dedicated, this was another tough one, but I said Steve. I don't think there's and we'll see again in the cast assessments, Steve got in my nerves sometimes because I could not go 30 minutes without a ping from Steve asking me about a certain thing in the game. And it was nonstop. Like, freaking Nick over here in the cast assessments, like, oh, I had to turn off fucking notifications for him because it was just like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about this? Hey, what about this? And I'm just like, girl was dedicated, house down boots, to making sure that, everything made sense. Everything was adding up for his game. So yeah, his heart, his soul, he sold the death of the devil. He sold his soul to the devil in this game. In fact, I'm the devil. The best duo was Kafka and Nathan F. I know you might disagree. Originally it was gonna be like an Andrew Daly situation, but y'all fucked that award up. So curse you. No, but Nathan F. and Kafka were pretty much the only inseparable duo of this game. I did not see either of them turning on one another in this game. Like, I even believe that Caroline would have flipped on Daly, and Andrew probably would have flipped on Daly, and Daly would have flipped on either of Andrew or Caroline. There's some maybe duo in there, but like, out of the duo of this game, Kafka and Nathan F. were genuinely the inseparables. Nathan F. literally took on a million ass punishments just to save his girl, Nathan F. It's like a very Russell Hantz way of playing, like, I've got you, like, let me take all these punishments just to let you succeed. So, yeah. Best rivalry. See, now this is a word that was formed recently, Daly and Andrew. Whether you want to believe it or not, like, far beyond just the, like, recent emotional craziness that Andrew did, like, there was always, like, this kind of headbutting within the DRs of you two. Like, Andrew was always like, oh, I know David's a threat, Daly's a threat, and then Daly kind of being like, I don't know if I can trust Andrew, but like at the same time, y'all were like besties with one another. It was such a weird rivalry. It was like this, like, oh, we're gonna kiki and like party together, but then in your DRs, it was just like, well, fuck Daly, fuck Andrew, I can't trust him. So yeah, best rivalry. Biggest betrayal, honestly, not too many betrayals this season. This was hard award because y'all, it was okay. But we said Daly backdooring Ali just because that was the first shot at the victims of Andre alliance. You know, there wasn't much that happened, but it was kind of this big, oh, okay, we're finally taking out members of the Power Alliance. And Daly did that. Worst HOA train should come to no surprise, Bryson. It's been a while since I've seen an HOH that bad. But he did it. He did it. I think he has now the worst HOH reign in the series history. That is so cool. Who is Peru? And why is everyone in the chat talking about Peru? I'm so confused. Anyways, yeah. Bryson's HOH reign was terrible. That's about it. Saddest eviction, Sierra. I think that should go without saying. Sierra had one sad-ass eviction. You know, again, the only eviction that actually made me cry. So, hidden gem, Ali. You know, he's kind of like our most underrated. That's what that award is. He's our hidden gem of the season. I think Ali had a lot to provide and he showed a lot, but kind of slept on in comparison to the majority of the cast in terms of how, you know, well they did or whatever. Excuse me. But yeah, Ali definitely hidden gem. All right, and now we're going to move on to the big boy awards, and we'll start with host favorite. The host's favorite this season, had it not been for a certain someone being in final two, it would have been different. But our host favorite was Daly. You know, Daly brought a certain level of absolute dedication to the game, whether in his DR, to the game, to his strategy. Like Daly, I mean, engaged with the host, talked to the host, was literally a host pet, like kind of like sucking us off sometimes. I'm like, okay, you can stop now. But he was really fun. He was just this absolute all-around player that really had this certain level of dedication and passion to the game. But had it not been for this person sitting next to me right now, I think he might have probably won host favorite because I'm very proud of you. All right, let's get into the big ones. Biggest hero, big award here. And we're giving it to David. David was our biggest hero. Like an underdog. I mean, it should be self-explanatory why he was the hero. You know, kind of slept on, kind of never really taken seriously, kind of dragged along. But he is a fucking hero. I will say that. I mean, he really endured, and I'm proud of him for that. So biggest hero is going to David. Biggest villain, I don't know if I should even say so, but Daly, I mean, the biggest villain this season. We didn't have a lot of villains this season, I will say that. Like, all around, like, this season did not have too many, like, cutthroat, like, evil players like we typically have, like Sarah G. But, like, Daly was, like, kind of that nice, more subtle diet replacement for that kind of gameplay. But still, like, I mean, when you play a snake gameplay, you have to be a little bit villainous in how you do it. And Daly kind of played these people. Like, Andre was flirty and, like, annoying flirty, but Daly was kind of that charming, like, not even flirtatious, just a charming person that had people under his wing. And it really worked out because after he didn't need them anymore, it was kind of... So, definitely most villainous. All right. The final two awards. So, first up, I'll say fan favorite. Again, fan favorite voting was crazy this season. As you can see, we get like 20 viewers just this past day and people wanting to vote for their favorites. And the top three vote getters in no particular order were Caroline, Cindy, and Kafka. However, the house guest with the most votes to win fan favorite, and it was a clear runaway here, was Kafka. So congratulations, Kafka. You are the fan favorite of the season, receiving well over like 23 votes or something. It was crazy talk. So definitely well-deserved. I mean, for me, the most entertaining. I mean, I assume the fans would enjoy Kafka as well. So absolutely fantastic job to Kafka. Last but not least, star player. Obviously, if you're in the top 2, you cannot win this award, but just know that some of y'all are star players. So the top 3 star players in no particular order were Caroline, Daly, and Steve. So let's talk about star player. Let's talk about Caroline first. Who, girl, I don't think I will ever witness a player quite like Caroline. Don't think I'll ever see a social game as solid as Caroline's. I don't think I will ever see. I genuinely don't think there will be another Caroline that will ever enter this game. I talked about her every single cycle. From cycle 1, I said this girl is playing the best social game that I have ever seen in the history of the series, and I was scared for her genuinely because I'm like, when you come off that strong, this is going to be crazy. And somehow, some way, she worked it to her advantage. She was crazy as fuck sometimes. I cannot lie. But like the thing with her, all the craziness ended up just kind of rolling out in this, easy way. Like somehow the crazy worked out in her favor. Like sometimes when she would do fuck shit, it would work for her. It was very strange, a very strange way. And I think she was just a comp beast, a social beast. She had like every aspect of this game on lock. So definitely a runner up. Daly, it's hard to even just talk about his game at this point because there's, even in the cast assessments, you'll see there's not much to nitpick with his game. Like, just a very all-around solid player. So, had this season on lock since cycle 1. When cycle 1 was finished, I said, I think Daly is going to win this game. And then here Daly is in final 3. So, again, not much to say other than, holy hell, what a game. And last but not least, Steve. What the fuck? I did not expect that I would ever say that Steve would be a runner-up star player. But one of the best competition threats we've ever had in the series. And somehow worked it to his advantage in every single way. So huge accomplishment to Steve. But the winner of the star player this season, without surprise and to no one's shocker, we're gonna give it to Daly. I don't think I've seen a game as strong as Daly's in my entire life of hosting. When we're doing cast assessments and I can't even think of a bad thing to really say and I have to like genuinely nitpick, that's a problem, and not in a bad way. It's just that's how solid of a game Daly has played the entire way through. So honestly, Daly, congratulations. You wanted to have a good edit this season. You're going to get a good edit. One of the best players I've ever seen play this game. But other than that, it is now time to reveal the winner of Big Brother Blastoff. Andrew, if you want to get on camera, you can. Hi. Okay. Well, it comes down to this. All right. This is so awkward. I hate doing winner reveal. It's so weird sometimes. But let's begin. So we're starting from first juror to the last juror, and we'll begin with Cindy. Cindy had decided. Why am I getting a private message? What do you want? Oh, sorry. I'm starting with Daly. I've asked for a request for it to start with Daly. So Daly has voted for Andrew to win Big Brother Blastoff. Caroline has voted for Andrew to win Big Brother Blastoff. After that, we have Bryson. Bryson voted for Andrew to win Big Brother Blastoff. That is now 3 votes Andrew, 0 votes David. Nathan F. has voted for David to win Big Brother Blastoff. Allie has decided to vote for Andrew to be the winner of Big Brother Blastoff. And Steve, congratulations, Andrew. You are the winner of Big Brother Blastoff. Tony, Kafka, and Cindy all voted for you as well.
Yes, I love you guys so much. I kind of knew this was going to happen because I'm amazing. And yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be my last Big Brother game ever. So thank you for making it a great one. And I love you all.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew. I'm very proud of you, and I'll talk to you more probably after all this is over. But I didn't know what to expect from you. But as my little supernova alumni, you make my heart very happy, and I'm very proud that you are representing this season. So I'm very proud of you. I mean, I'm proud of David as well. I love this final two. I loved all this cast, but you know I have a soft spot with you, bestie. So very proud. Other than that,
Bye, bitch. Love you.
hmm?
I said
What?
bye, bitch. I love you.
I love you too. All right. So other than that, that is the end of Big Brother Blastoff. Oh my God, what a ride it's been. I'm gonna cry probably a bit once this is over. It's been a very fun season. I'm very sad that it's over, but I'm ready for next season, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So
Don't
congratulations.
Cry. Oh my God. Log off before you cry. Seriously, I will beat your ass.
I'm just proud. I'm so proud of this season. I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everybody. All right. Congratulations. And I will see you tomorrow for the premiere of Big Brother Fallen Stars. So I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. And congratulations again. Andrew, you will all be sent back into the viewing party. So I love you.